What could make the fisherman's day more complete than to paddle back to the campfire with a fine string of fish? In the quiet of sundown on a bluff looking over the beautiful 11-Point River, our companion is Z. Lee Stokely. For many years, Doc Stokely was an outdoor columnist for the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. Doc, you've watched a lot of dams go up in your beloved Ozark Mountains. What has been your experience?
In my home up at Poplar Bluff, Missouri, in Butler County, we have two colossal failures as dams might go. We have Clearwater that's on the Black, and we have Walkapella on the San Francisco River. Now, when Walkapella was first put into effect, the Army engineers predicted that the water wouldn't go over the dam once in 100 years. Well, it went over the dam within 2 years and washed out great quantities of highway. And this year, anybody that lived on Black River below the dam was flooded out. Absolutely, for nearly 2 weeks, the water run over Highway 53. And I think as I look here and look down off this big dolomite bluff and I see the beauties of the 11-Point River, I think what a shame it would be to put a concrete corset, I call it, upon this stream and still it forever. There must be a few streams left that the Army engineers should hold sacrosanct, and I think that the 11-Point should be one of them. One time when I was in Washington, D.C., General Pick told me, the old chief of the Army engineers at that time, told me that the 11-Point and the Current River were two unique streams that should never be molested, that should be left in their native states. And I certainly agree with everything that General Pick said. Well, why would they ever want to ruin this beautiful 11-Point, I will never know. Except that possibly there should be some intrigue between the power interests and the Army engineers, whereby that they pour concrete on a little stream that will produce an insignificant amount of electricity, only 25,000 kilowatts at its peak, and sometimes not anyways near that amount, probably 8,000 kilowatts. And the next thing they'd be asking for is a steam plant to supplement it to produce electricity that they might need. Now, we're oversold on electricity, we're oversold on dams. And I, for one, called upon the public to write to Wilbur Mills, the congressman from this Arkansas district. I live in Poplar Bluff, Missouri. I'm going to write to my congressman, Paul Jones, who is a good friend of Wilbur Mills. And I'm going to write to Stuart Symington, our senator, and I'm going to write to Edward V. Long, our other senator, and ask them to do all in their power to keep this beautiful 11-Point River from being raped by the power interests in the Army engineers. This is one of the very, very few streams in the entire United States that has not been polluted with any degree of pollution whatsoever. There is no sewage that goes into this river. There's no towns on this river. Riverton is up out south of Alton, and Dalton, Arkansas here are two of the closest to the stream, but there is no pollution on it. And we know that our streams of today have become cesspools and that they should be cleaned up. And why do we want to destroy one that don't have to be cleaned up, that is like God made it and like God intended it to stay? As I sit here tonight in the twilight and this beautiful scenery around me, and the 11-Point River flowing down beneath this dolomite bluff, and I think of the 25 years of camping that I've had with my good friend, the ex-editorial cartoonist of the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, D.R. Fitzpatrick, I moved to quote a bit of poetry that Longfellow wrote called When Day is Done. And its ending goes something like this. I hope I quote it correctly. When day is done and the darkness descends on the wings of night, and a feather is wafted downward from an eagle in its flight, and the night shall be filled with music, and the cares that infest the day shall fold their tents like the Arabs, and as silently steal away. Let us hope that those who want to put a concrete corset to still that beautiful stream forever will take heed of this, and they too will fold their tents like the Arabs and silently steal away and let 11 Point River flow on toward the sea forever.